Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, rapper Tone-Loc, comedian Janeane Garofalo, author Ann Rule, supermodel Vendela. And now, it's him.
Just noticed I'm dressed like an usher. Nick, do you like this color? What is this, oxblood, cordovan? What's,
I don't know. It's sort of I guess a vermilion.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thanks, Vermilion. You know, Goldie, who's sitting in with the band tonight?
Vinny Colaiuta, Sting's drummer for the last year and a half. Give him a hand.
Hey.
We're a lucky band, Dennis.
I didn't think we'd ever get anybody to work with Sting again. Andy, everybody was pissed off at me. And, well, nice to have you here, Mr. Sting. Drummer. All right, I got to get it revved up tonight. Oh. Sorry, I'm fighting a massive depression today. You know, I have to watch my time because last night's monologue was 14 minutes long. But, you know, we raised over $1 million for the kids. Well, Mike Tyson, sentenced to 6 years in prison. You know, the gals love it. I think what the gals are saying is rape is bad. 6 years, you know, if Tyson serves his full term, he'll be 31 years old when he gets out. That means by contemporary boxing standards, he'll only have 20 more years left of multi-million-dollar fights to come home to. Well, Mike, I hope they get the show in there, babe, because I'm here for you. At least for half of those 6 years. A recent poll found that only 19% of the American people think that Bill Clinton is trustworthy. Clinton says that it doesn't bother him, but come on, who believes that? You know, Clinton, moving to New York now, Clinton plans on meeting with Governor Mario Cuomo before the all-important New York primary. Clinton allegedly referred to Cuomo as a mafioso at one point. He now plans to meet with Cuomo, fall to his knees, kiss his hand, and beg for his forgiveness. And pressed on whether or not he'd consider Jesse Jackson as a vice presidential running mate, Clinton said, "I certainly wouldn't rule that out in public." Clinton plans to focus on what he perceives to be Jerry Brown's Achilles heel, his 13% flat tax proposal. Brown, in turn, plans to focus on Clinton's Achilles penis. I think Clinton's really going to do poorly in New York. You know, this guy thinks a bagel's a hunting dog. And, meanwhile, I love funny Perlman-like wordplay. Of course, I mean Ron Perlman, who played the Beast on Beauty and the Algonquin Round Table. Meanwhile, everything's set for Brown to win big in New York. He has the media coverage he needs. He's pro-union. Mars is in its 7th house. And Jupiter's aligned with Mars. Boy, we used to like some bad music. You know, President Bush will be spending his Easter vacation at home in Kennebunkport, Maine, while the rest of the nation will spend the holiday in Recessionville. On Thursday... We want the world, and we want it now! Yeah, there's blood in the streets of the town of New Haven. On Thursday, guy singing the Doors there. I almost exposed myself. As the shallow human I am. On Thursday, President Bush will get his annual checkup. In addition to having his glaucoma looked at, Bush will ask doctors to see if they can do anything about the vertigo he experiences whenever the words domestic and policy are used in the same sentence. And, yeah. Got a good group of little activists here, Nicky. I can work with these people. You are like fine clay. Yeah, I was really bummed out when I came out. You made me feel good. Thank you. The middle-class tax cut died in Congress when it failed to get even 50% of the House vote. That's because the House refuses to sign anything that doesn't say pay to the order of on it. The space shuttle Atlantis took off a couple days ago to study the planet's atmosphere. You know, the environment is bad when the only atmosphere left is so far away you have to take a rocket to get there. Sometime in the next 300,000 years, scientists expect the Earth will be hit by a giant asteroid. And there's a 1 in 4 chance that the asteroid will be uninsured. Trying to set up some sort of no fault with the Plutonian people. Pluto is a dying planet because all the relationships there are platonic. Oh, man, all that goodwill. Right down the punch. And cosmonaut Sergei... How is Nick... What is this? Krikali is this man's name?
I just call him Tibor.
Okay. Sergei Tibor Krikali returned to Earth, and you see this guy who's up there for 10 months. Finally comes back to Earth, comes home to a dismantled Soviet Union. And you know, the worst part of it is when Krikali got home, he found that Marcia Mason and her young daughter had sublet his apartment. And I love that joke. It's a goodbye girl joke. You remember the little, it's raining and Richard Dreyfuss was wound up. Oh, there's a surprising choice. And Bette Midler received a $400,000 settlement in a case where an advertising agency hired one of her ex-backup singers to sound just like her in a TV commercial. And now there's a rumor going around that Don Knotts is trying to sue Dan Quayle. You know, I've got a great show for you tonight. Thank you. You know, Miami Beach audiences are the greatest audiences in the whole world. Okay, who's on tonight? Tone-Loc. Oh, Tone-Loc. Tone-Loc is here. And rap artist Janeane Garofalo. Oh, no, she's the comedian. Comedian Janeane Garofalo is here. Very fascinating sort of true crime novelist Anne Rule will be here. And finally from the, And big hit off her recent appearance in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Her recent appearance in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit actress Joanne Worley is here. Vendela is here. Oh, Goldie.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Tide. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
You folks at home just missed the most ass-kicking accordion solo. Later tonight, of course, Bobby Baroncini and his orangutans. All right. You know, we got a call on the voicemail last night that upset me a little bit. Can we hear it, please?
Hello, Dennis. This is Lee. Hey. How do you get a job in your band, man? I noticed they only have to work a couple of minutes a night.
Lee, out of a deep coma to make that call. Lee, baby, wake up. There's a lot more to being in a house band than playing a few minutes of music. Am I right, Goldie?
Absolutely right, Dan.
All right. My boys work for their money.
Hey, guys. Nice set tonight, boys.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Miller. You know, we've been here since 6 in the morning. Can we take off now?
Well, Goldie, are you finished with your side work?
Yeah, just about.
All right. Pack up your equipment. I want you right back here at 6 in the morning on the dot. And here's tomorrow's music. Memorize it. I don't know which one I'll call for. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good things come to those that wait, Clarice. We should got a cut-in shot of their, you know what side work is, right? Where you fill ketchups and salt and... Yeah, because they showed that board. How the hell am I supposed to read that, huh? Show me that board again. What is that visual? What does that say? I can't even follow that. Can we get some better chalk? Do we have that in the budget? Okay, my first guest is known for his career in rap music. You know me, Mr. Rap. And this Sunday you can catch him on the TV series Rock. So he is known for rap, he's on Rock, and he's Tone-Loc. Tone! Tone, man. Tom, you're looking svelte, Tone. You look good, man.
I'm trying to get that usher's job from you.
You got those pipes. Those are the best pipes since Tallulah Bankhead, baby. You got that low throaty thing happening there.
It's working.
It sounds great, man. Now, it's funny. Even the band plays it when you come out. Your whole life now, you'll be associated with Wild Thing.
Yes, I will be.
Now,
Everywhere I go, it's, hey, I don't have a name anymore. My name is Wild Thing, man. So I'm stuck with it. I don't mind it. I enjoy it. enjoy because I still like to do the wild thing.
Yeah.
And by the Wild Thing, you mean what? It's the world's most Anglo talk show host.
Yeah. Got that one.
You're gonna act now too, right?
Yeah,
Little
I'm doing
thing
a
on
little
rock
bit.
here.
Yeah, gonna be on the first segment. It'll be on this Sunday. Then I'll have another one coming on again in about 2 weeks. So actually, I'm gonna be on rock starting in the next series, the next fall. Whenever they start shooting again, I'll be on there for about a year. So you'll see my grill on Channel 11 Sunday nights. So check it out on rock. You know what I'm saying?
Your grill.
My mug.
Oh, okay. You gotta help me through all this, because I thought by grill you meant intercourse. And Wild Thing is your face. No, I've got this all mixed up. Hey, we got a little clip of this. Oh, we got to look at it when we get back. We're going to talk to Tone-Loc more after this. We'll be right back, folks. Commercial time. You look good. Tone-Loc, folks. Yeah. Now, I know, in addition to appearing in rock, where you're straight acting, you're also doing an animated feature where you're the voice of somebody in Ferngully.
I'm the voice of an iguana, if you can believe that. My character is Guana the Iguana, and it's a cartoon coming out April 10th. It's an animated film. Stars Robin Williams and Christian Slater. I'm going through the jungle, and I'm a lizard. And I'm rapping because I'm going to eat this little human who's been shrunk down to our size. And the humans are destroying all the land. So I'm going to eat them up. And I believe that's what the clip is talking about, what I'm rapping about.
All right. Guana the Iguana
Guana
from
the
Ferngully.
Iguana.
Let's watch it here.
I've a basic inclination, a very primal need to inspect the vegetation for an egg or centipede. I just can't control this hunger. I just can't seem to cut it back on my ravenous consumption. You're a welcome little snack.
The kid you were chasing there looked like Mark Christian, that guy who dated Rock Hudson.
Well, I spit them out if it is. So I'm safe.
What's Ferngully about? I can't get a grasp on the...
It's about saving the rainforest. And these humans are destroying it. And there are these little fairies who live in the forest. And they shrink the guy who you saw there running away. He was the guy running the lawnmowers and all the things that were chopping down all the trees. So anyways, he gets shrank down, and then they show him what he's doing to the forest, and then he gets back up inside, and then he realizes and he tells all the human things. But it's all about saving the environment. That's what it's basically.
Yeah, and so you're saying saving the environment is a good thing? Okay. And you got a new album coming out. I love the name of this, Cool Hand Loc.
Cool Hand Loc, yeah.
When's that due out?
It just recently came out. We had to put a little halt on it, but the new single should be coming out in about a matter of a week or two, and it's called Fatal Attraction, kind of like a Mike Tyson kind of like thing there. So you guys be sure to go out and catch it up.
All right. Good to see you again, Loc.
Appreciate it.
Take care. We'll be right back with comedian Janeane Garofalo right after this, folks.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light.
Most amazing thing I've ever seen. During the commercial, I select 5 random women, put them in blue sweatshirts, demand a time step out of them, and they're right there for me. No. That was the petticoat cloggers from Mission Viejo. You know, we had to hire the Angels to bring the cloggers to the stage, man. And they roughed up a couple innocent concert goers on the way out. Like, thank whoever hit my bass player, Mr. Marty Ballin. Thank you. Look what's happening out in the streets. Okay, thank you, cloggers. Were you wearing clogs, though? Everybody seemed to have...
We didn't know we were coming.
Oh, so you didn't have your clogs on. Yeah, because y'all had those Black Sabbath. Oh, fairies wear boots and you gotta believe it. It looks like... Yeah. There you go. I love those shirts, though. You look like the communications officer on the Enterprise. You know, my next guest is a funny comedian who has opened for me in the past. And in the next few seconds, she'll appear on my show. Please welcome Janeane Garofalo, folks. Janeane.
Minutes to become America's newest sweetheart, so let's shake a tail feather, shall we? Okay, so, I don't know if you read my files on the way in, but I'm really old now. I'm very old. I just turned 27, which is really so unlike me, if you know me. To actually be 27. But the thing is, I still live this kind of weird collegiate lifestyle where I wake up every morning going, oh, Jesus, what's going to get shut off today? And as it turns out, most recently it was, in fact, the water. So I had to go down to the DWP and meet and greet all the other deadbeats my age who can't get their lives together, you know. Got our little sweatpants on, our little Nirvana baseball caps walking around. Kind of sheepish going, hey, how you doing? I know, too old to live this way. How you doing? Too old to live this way. How you doing? Glass houses. How you doing? Judge not, lest ye be. Let me explain why this little Generation X phenomena keeps repeating itself. People my age and a tad older tend to be the spawn of kind of WW2 post-depression type people who knew the value of $1, got married, vowed to work really hard so their kids wouldn't have to. And guess what? We don't! Hi, how are you? I am a total straight C, 2.5 low-maintenance cum type of gal. You know, don't push me on this. I have never in my life uttered the phrase, is there going to be extra credit on this? You know, because I'd never do it. But as a consequence of this, I have, like, no math skills at all. I have no educational skills. And what am I going to do, God forbid, if one of my children comes at me with their math homework? God forbid, again, I have children. All right? Don't judge me for being barren. I admit I cried at the end of Parenthood, too. All right? When all the babies were being born, I cried because I knew I would never know the joy of childbirth with Ron Howard directing. But be that as it may, if my son ever comes out with his math homework, I'll be like, why don't you just look in the back of the book, honey? Or, why don't you just cheat off one of your little friends, what your father and I always did. And what are you, actually doing your work? Shouldn't you be up in your room smoking or watching a Van Damme film right about now? Those action films, twice the Van Dammage. Those movies, like, totally kill me, like Steven Seagal films, the copy on the poster is like, they killed his wife. His family, they messed with the wrong guy. As opposed to others who just let that roll right off their back. It's like, oh my God. What's next? The light bill? Oh, talk about Murphy's Law. Okay. Do you know what's weird? Okay. You know how it's weird, like when you're born, it's like clean slate, tabula rasa for those college people? Like when you're out of the womb, it's like, you don't know anything except you do know innately that it's okay to throw your trash on the movie theater floor. It's like some kind of weird genetic coding, some kind of RNA, DNA, red vine helix of some kind. Do you think that, like, even in Shakespearean times or Greek theater in the round, they just huck their snow caps around on the floor? Like, in the middle of Antigone, you had an usher come on. Come on, man, get your sandals off the back of that seat. See, right up your robe. Have some pride, man. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the Hard Rock Cafe, I believe, is spreading itself just a bit too thin at this point. They keep opening ones in like every minor and major city in the Western Hemisphere. The memorabilia is a little slipshod at this point. I think they're just throwing guitars at Eddie Van Halen. Eddie, think fast. Did you touch it? Put it on the wall. He's like, thank you. Thank you. A mouthpiece for a generation. Thanks. I just think I went to one in Erie, Pennsylvania. I just think there's something so heinous about paying $8.50 for pizza skins next to Neil Sedaka's neckerchief and a pair of Abba's clogs. Something about that. Being here in LA, I live in my car, thanks. And the worst thing is getting stuck in late afternoon traffic pinned behind the Toyota of some kind of farm workers facing you. So it's like the worst thing. I'm just really not self-actualized enough to handle that gracefully. I have to play with fictitious tape deck for about 20 minutes. June, July, August, let's go. And like pedestrians' rights is the worst thing. Pedestrians' rights, where do I stand on those? Suppose if I'm walking, I'm all for them. If I'm driving, that's a whole nother can of worms right there. But if I have to stop yet again on my arduous journey down Sunset to let you cross, don't milk it. Don't rub my nose in it. Don't mosey, don't amble. I want to see sparks flying off those Reeboks, all right? Thanks. Bye.
Hi, Janeane. Hey, are those tap shoes?
Yes, thank you. They're my Doc Marten tap shoes. I'm the alternative queen. Thanks.
Now, you just got back from the road? You've been out on the road a lot?
Yes, I have. Do you want to talk about that? Okay, great. The thing I wanted to say about that is I have this incredible, like, bad radio trapezius muscle built up right here because I'm driving across country and I drive, like, with the radio dial. Do you know how bad radio is? It's like somebody's trying to, it's like this conspiracy to test how much I can take. Like, after the 800th Phil Collins song, I'm like, all right, I give. Uncle, I'll talk. No more Phil Collins, please. And then they throw, like, an Amy Grant in. And by the way, Amy Grant, who crossed over, but I think she forgot to bring the crossover. Just wanted to say that.
Now, you know I attract a heavy fundamentalist Christian demographic. Why would you swim right into that?
Because I like to stir it up. I like to mix it up.
Just before you came out, I held candles at the Tone-Loc's voice box and made a whole evangelical thing out here.
He's so raspy. I was thinking how great my career would be if I talked like him. People would think I was so cool.
Give me a little.
Little what?
Look. A little of that. We'll go to a commercial. We'll be right back with author Ann Rule after this. Janeane Garofalo, folks. Welcome back. My next guest wrote the definitive work on serial killer Ted Bundy called The Stranger Beside Me. She is here to talk about her newest foray into the criminal mind, If You Really Love Me, a true story of desire and murder. Let's welcome author Ann Rule, folks. Hi, Ann.
Hello.
You're so sweet. Well, how did you get into this subject? How do you pick your subjects, for instance?
I'm looking for people that seem to be successful, that are charismatic, intelligent, like yourself, who have a compulsion and they throw it all away and commit crimes.
Unlike me.
Unlike me,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, you actually, I know that isn't the subject of this book, but you worked next to Ted Bundy for a while? Before he ever...
Well, actually, I think it was an interim in his killing career. But in Seattle, at the crisis clinic, we were partners, and I spent every Sunday and every Tuesday night locked up all alone with Ted Bundy in this big old Victorian house, saving lives together. We were manning the suicide lines, and when I left about 4 o'clock in the morning, he would walk me out to my car and he'd say, Ann, be sure you lock the door because I don't want anything bad to happen to you on the way home. Jeez. And if anyone had told me then that I had been locked up with the most dangerous man probably in America, I would have said you're crazy.
So he's just two men, right? I mean, or do you believe he was sitting, the good Ted, the one that you knew, was he sitting on it, or is it just two completely
well,
different?
The sociopath will be whatever you want them to be. They can read us, and then they'll put on a mask for the occasion. Whatever they need to do to get whatever they want from us, they will be. So he was many men, and behind that facade, there was a monster that no one could have spotted.
Now, was it your odd, chancy meeting with him that led you to this, or had you already been interested in writing about crime before you found out you had been...
I was already a crime writer when I worked with Ted. Right. I kind of was genetically programmed. My grandpa was a sheriff in Michigan, and as a kid, I spent every summer literally in jail because it was a mom and pop jail where the living quarters and the jail and the office were all in this big old house. So I was fascinated from the time I was 8 with what makes a nice little child grow up to be a criminal. Mm-hmm. And I never got over that.
Yeah. Well, in addition to that fascination, do these people creep you out like they creep us out, or are you just... Well,
there's certain groups I won't write about. I won't write about cults, the mafia, motorcycle gangs, and drug rings.
Or the Republican Party.
Yeah, that's... I think I am so busy trying to figure out how they got the way they were.
All right.
That it's not, I don't have nightmares.
Right. It's like some sort of Rube Goldberg mechanism in their mind that leads them through this incredible...
You may have stumbled on it. That may be it.
Mousetrap!
Yeah, right.
Anybody remember that? Now, this one seems particularly heinous because this guy, David Brown, brought kids.
This is a man who used his own daughter to get rid of his wife so he could marry his 17-year-old sister-in-law and collect $1 million. It sounds like a soap opera or mousetrap. But to me, most of us would die to protect our young.
Yes.
And this man would use anybody.
Mm-hmm. Even as young.
Right.
We have a clip here that needs to be set up, right? This is...
Yeah, this is an interrogation by Orange County investigator Jay Newell. I interrogated David Brown the morning he was arrested after a 3.5-year investigation. This is a 3-hour interrogation. In the beginning, David knows nothing about anything. In the end, he willingly gives up Patty, his ex-sister-in-law, now wife, mother of his child, to save his own skin. And it's kind of interesting to watch that mind work.
This is the moment where he turns?
Where he turns.
All right, let's watch this clip.
Do I need to be afraid anymore?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean afraid?
Well, I mean, I'm dead serious, okay? I'm afraid for Crystal, and I'm afraid for myself.
Well, David, look at this. I don't know. So far, you haven't told me anything that
I just want to know
even
how
scaring
protected
me.
I'm going to be, okay?
Protected from whom?
From Patty.
Why do you need to be protected from Patty?
It is frightening, okay? Just like the reason I haven't kicked her out yet. That's why I've never kicked her out of the house, because I'm scared to death of that girl.
Well, he wasn't missing any meals. Wasn't too crazy to eat. Now, one of the most macabre storylines of all these cases is that some of these people have fan clubs, right? I mean,
Yeah, when I covered the Bundy trial in Miami, there was a whole row of beautiful young women sitting right behind Ted. And when he turned around to look at them, it was as if Elvis Presley had favored them with a smile. And I talked to some of them outside, and I said, don't you realize that you are the very type of women that Ted killed? And they giggled, and they said, well, he wouldn't hurt us. I have an unlisted phone number because after Ted was executed, I was deluged with calls about 4 in the morning from women who were so in love with Ted Bundy and could not deal with the fact that he'd been executed.
Jeez, I don't know how you get into writing about this because I'd never leave the house.
I hardly ever do. I haven't been out in months.
As a matter of fact, we taped the show in Ann's basement.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. We'll be right back with Model Vendela right after this. Hey, this is the book, If You Really Love Me.
If you're going to be in Los Angeles and would like to attend the taping of The Dennis Miller Show, please drop us a note. Care of The Dennis Miller Show, Post Office Box 4150, Hollywood, California, 90078, or call us at 818-506-0043.
We've got tomorrow night. Actress Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct will be here, yeah. And we've got comedian Rick Overton, who played Sharon's lesbian lover in Basic Instinct. No, he didn't. Come on. And rap group A Tribe Called Quest. And, of course, your old friend, the News of the Week, with me, your anchor dude, Denny Miller. We have a swimsuit model, but she was in this year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. God, I have a lot of swimsuit models. This is her? Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, that's her. Frolicking. I think what we're seeing there is in her entire ass. At this point, many of the men have yet to notice she has a head. I have a lot of models on. I've turned into the John Casablancas. Would you like to get into the high-tech world of modeling? She's also the face of Elizabeth Arden. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vendela. Vendela. Hi, Vendela.
Hello.
I think you're the big hit of this issue, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. That's the word I get on the grapevine. Guys, am I missing the point there? See ya. I have a theory. I think the Campbell woman is priming you for the cover of next year's issue. Seems like they like to sneak in a little, and then the next year they make you the cover girl.
Yeah, I don't really know. Usually, the first time you do the issue, you don't get on the cover. Mm-hmm. And, we'll see next year. Yeah, but you've gotten a lot of heat from this, right? I must imagine. It's been really, really great.
Yeah, well, there's that one picture, everybody. Do we have that? Everybody seems to like, do we have
Which one?
Yeah, the fishnet picture. See? You've done more for the fishnet than anybody since Hemingway, I believe. Well, he wrote The Old Man in the Sea, of course, is what I referred to. He never actually appeared in that outfit, but if he did, I would have used the gun on myself. Now, you started modeling at 18 years old, but Elizabeth Eileen Ford is her name? She first spotted you at 13?
Yes, Eileen Ford spotted me in a restaurant in Stockholm, because I'm Swedish. If you didn't feel, or hear the accent yet. So, and since then, we kept in touch, and then at 18, I decided to go for it.
Yeah. She must have a pretty good eye, though, because from 13 to 18, you can really change a lot. I mean...
Yeah, I guess so, but she kept, saying, stay skinny, stay the way you are, and, everything would be okay. So.
Now, when you were 13, that must have just blew your head off. You must have felt so excited to think that... Did you know who she was? Or did you think
no, I had absolutely no clue who she was. I didn't know what modeling was about. I had basically never looked in a, fashion magazine before in my life. So it was like, okay, I don't know anything about this, but I'll try it,
13. Well, girls seem to, obviously, they mature. When guys are 16, they're just kind of like... But there's that young girl out now, I believe her name's Nikki Taylor, who's 16 years old, and it's astounding. I can't imagine what it must be like at her high school. Guys must just commit Harry-Carry when she walks out.
Well, the girls, all of us, the way we're on the pictures are probably not really the way that we are private, so...
Yeah. Well, I know that's bigger than life.
Ponytails, sweatpants,
Right. Now, you're also the face of Elizabeth Arden. Tell me about that. I guess that's a much bigger thing than Sports Illustrated for you, because that's like your yearly, you're covered for years now, right?
I signed a 6-year deal with them about 4 years ago, and I'm really happy. I mean, they're like my family. I love them. We have a great time together, and we've been all over the world traveling, doing publicity for them and things, so.
Well, it must be an exciting life. You living here now, though? You moved over here?
Yes, actually today.
Welcome to the States. I know a couple people will show you around. This is Vendela, folks. We'll be right back after
this. Thank you. This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Pampers Faces for dry and happy babies.
I cannot hit my jumper. They keep tabs on that. I'm 0 for 40. A complete wuss I am. I'd like to thank my guests tonight, Tone-Loc, and, comedian Tone Garofalo, and author Tone Rule, and supermodel Vendela. Good night, Tone-agers. When in Los Angeles, guests of the Dennis Miller Show stay at the St. James Club and Hotel.